Hello. This presentation is about how to develop a password that is safe, secure, and harder to compromise than normal passwords. A lot of programs from Windows, Apple's, different websites, any game you're trying to access. Most consoles nowadays even require passwords to be able to access secure information, credit card information, to log in. Most emails, just about everything we use online nowadays requires some kind of a password in order to access the secure portion of the sites. At work, I use three separate passwords: one to access my network, and one for each billing system, and then anything additional, such as school access, if I happen to be doing that there, all require separate passwords. It's important that we don't use anything that people would understand or guess right away, such as a pet's name or a child's name. For the purpose of this particular demonstration, I am going to be using my daughter's name simply because her name happens to be 8 letters, and that's what most things require nowadays. Most sites want that eighth character. Um, so I've got everything set up on my Google page here, just setting up or beginning to set up a typical Gmail account. And I've got my name and my chosen a screen name in, and now I'm going to type in a password. Her name is Ashley, Ashleigh, which is 8 letters on the dot. And as you can see here, this has caused it to go from red, which was unsatisfactory or poor strength, to fair or yellow. Now that's not good enough. In most cases, I prefer to go to green. So there's a few ways to do that. If I add a few separate letters, such as the word 10 with a capital T, giving it two capital letters, the A and the T, I should have mentioned earlier that A was a capitalized, it now went from yellow to green. But there's an even better way to do it. If you go back, and I've erased the word 10, even with the capital T, and I'm just going to type in shift and the number 3, giving the pound or the hashtag, however you want to use it now, as a special character. It went from 8 letters, even that ninth letter character wasn't quite yellow on the other one, to it is now green and strong. Special characters are very common. They are found on the 1 through 0 keys on the top of any keyboard and can be accessed with the shift. Right along with several of the letters or other keys have special characters as well. Quotation marks, semicolons. More and more sites and systems are beginning to uh, accept the access of special characters in with passwords because it was becoming a problem with people's accounts becoming compromised, and people were getting spammed and bots and other things, because there was no password strength to their passwords. Passwords are a very important part of our daily life, and it's very important that we understand how to create a strong password. So again, most sites require 8. Another one I've used in the past, and we can use it here just to see. Again, I'm going to just use this as a string, is red with a capital R, dragon with a capital D. That gives it two capital letters. Okay, and as you see, it kind of changed it up there. So REDDRAGO, and as soon as I hit that N, it went to fair. But if I add a special character, again using the hashtag, it went right back to strong. So that gives it two capital letters and a special character. Numbers are great too, but numbers don't use the special characters unless it don't give it the strength, I should say, unless there's a enough of them. In this case, I just erased it, went to Red Draga and typed in 56, and it gave me the strong rating. It's important to pay attention to these things. You don't want just anybody being able to look over your shoulder and grab them. And the more things you have where your pinky finger can be hitting the shift button, the easier it is for you to remember it, and the harder it is for somebody to gain access to it. Special characters can also be misinterpreted in some aspects and come off as different things unless you're using a specific keylogger software. So that makes it an even stronger piece to use when you're creating a software. Um, it is just as important to remember not to use a pet's name, or as I did to start with, a child's name, because this is typically the first thing that somebody is going to use when they are trying to compromise your attack. They will look for pets, spouse, children, parents, in-laws, and anything else that may have a special meaning to you. So try to avoid that. Instead, stay with something that very few people would know about you, such as a favorite animal or a favorite mythical creature, or just some off-the-wall random set of numbers and special characters that has some meaning or that you can remember. What you use is totally up to you. Passwords are supposed to be remembered. They are not supposed to be easy for other people to grab, though, and that is the most important thing to remember when we keep track with a password. Um, we always want to go for that green, at least 8 characters and a special character, and those 8 characters can be capital letters, lowercase letters. Most sites require at least one of those letters to be capitalized now, so that 8 is very important when we're doing this. And as I showed you earlier, just adding a special character after that 8th character can make it go from weak to strong on its own. This is something that we have started using at work on one of the billing systems to attempt to get this to take place. This in mind, this has been a wrap. It's been a pleasure demonstrating this for you tonight. I hope I've shed some light on the importance of a secure and strong password and how to make sure that you actually get that. One more thing that is important to note is when you confirm it, that strength thing isn't there. It's not going to tell you that your confirmed password is strong because it wants to make sure that you can actually remember that password. And it's not going to make you, it's not going to help you by showing you, oh, you got that green light, you're good to go. It doesn't do that. So it only does that on the original password that you're creating. And when you confirm it, it's not going to have that. Once again, it's been a pleasure uh, demonstrating this for you tonight. If there are any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. It's been an absolute pleasure uh, demonstrating this for you folks. Thank you so much for the opportunity to show you this.